Alright, okay. Let's address the elephant in the room. I'm Australian, what you would call the PAL region, and most of my viewers are American, what you would call the NTSC region. My last video hinged on the fact that the capitalization of my PAL cases are different to how they're displayed on the Switch menu. See, here's Mario Odyssey. See how the title is centered and in lowercase except for the first letters of each word? See, that's different to how it's displayed in America. It's all in uppercase, all top aligned. Meanwhile, the game up here is all in caps. Yeah, that's kind of what my video hinged on, but it doesn't make sense when you're American and the whole thing is caps anyway. Before all my American viewers say that I'm wrong and that they're right, I want you to take out your copy of Splatoon 3. Open up that reversible cover. That's right, it's in fucking lowercase. Since my last video, I've become a lot more aware on more of the problems between these cases and the titles and all the rest of the punctuation problems that Nintendo has. We need to investigate. First, I want to take advantage of the fact that I'm in a PAL region and have different cases to the NTSC Americans. I want to point out some of those differences. So if you're an American, your cases are all going to be capitalized, top aligned with the titles, all in a uniform font. Sure, whatever. The PAL cases are a little bit different. See, our titles are center aligned, and while they do mostly use a uniform font, it's actually thicker than what the NTSC ones are. Here's Mario Odyssey again. If you compare the font here to the font on NTSC versions, this one's actually quite a bit thicker. Like I said in my last video, however, even some of these PAL cases are all capitalized. It Takes Two, a game that I had problems with in my last video, actually has one more inconsistency. See, while the normal font for PAL cases is thick and bold like this, It Takes Two is in the NTSC font. Look at that. That is thin, that is not bold, but it is center aligned. They put in half the effort here to make it lined up with the rest of the PAL titles. I fucking hate this case. Another interesting tidbit about the differences in our cases is that while all of the NTSC cases are very uniform, very top aligned, no divergence in the fonts, whatever, the PAL cases are a tad bit more lenient. Yes, most of our cases are consistent, however there are a few differences. Minecraft, for Americans, just looks like this. It's just a plain old top aligned case. Boring. Whereas Minecraft in the PAL region actually has the Minecraft logo on the side. I actually think that's worse. It means it stands out when you've got a library of games, but whatever. But we do have some nicer things. Here's Pokemon. Look, there's little sigils. I love that. Suck it, Americans. And to go back to my opener, the reverse cover for the NTSC version of Splatoon 3 is still in lowercase. That means it's one of the extremely few instances where there's a divergence in font for the NTSC copies. I don't really know how to transition from this segment. I just wanted to spend some time talking about the differences in cases. We'll move on now. In my last video, I called out Tetris 99 for not having a registered trademark logo next to the Tetris name, while Puyo Puyo Tetris does. But did you notice that there's also a difference in how Tetris is capitalized? Yeah, for some reason Tetris 99 is in capitals, but Puyo Puyo Tetris isn't. Sure. Mario Maker 2 is in all caps here, which intrigues me. See, the case is in lowercase like you would expect from PAL copy, but the logo is in all uppercase. So is the case wrong or is the Switch lettering wrong? What's it going off of here, the case or the logo? Alright, I lied about being done with the NTSC cases. I have more to say. And again, it's about the Splatoon 3 reverse cover. This is just so interesting to me. Splatoon 3's reverse cover in the PAL region has no trademark logo. See? Absolutely no TM next to that Splatoon 3. But in America, it does, which is interesting because Splatoon 2's reverse cover in PAL does have trademark. So does that just mean that Splatoon 3's reverse cover is public domain? Can I put that wherever I want? Okay, moving on for real this time, let's stop talking about the cases. Hogwarts Legacy, right here, is in lowercase. Meanwhile, the case is in uppercase. What's up with that? For some reason here, the Nintendo 64 Switch Online service is in lowercase with a hyphen, but that differs from the Japanese version. Here's the Japanese version of the exact same game. See how Nintendo 64 is in all caps and there's no hyphen? What's the deal there? And why is the Japanese version of the Famicom thing in Japanese? Actually, no, that one kind of makes sense. I lied. I want to talk about the cases one more time. Here, I've got Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. And here, I've got Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Now, the standard case has everything I've come to expect from a PAL copy of the game. See, it's all there, all center aligned, lowercase, with the trademark for Super Mario. Meanwhile, the steelbook here, while it is center aligned, is in all uppercase in the NTSC font with no trademark. Why is there no trademark? Does that mean that this line is public domain as well? And then there's some game titles that just outright confuse me. Games like Monopoly like to proudly state that they are for Nintendo Switch. And I get it, there are some differences in these types of games from console to console. But what doesn't make sense here is that Monopoly doesn't exist in this way on other consoles. Sure, you've got Monopoly Plus on Xbox and PlayStation, but not this specific version of Monopoly. Why is this specifically for Nintendo Switch? But then Crypt of the Necrodancer here, also in the logo, says that it's the Nintendo Switch edition, yet it doesn't proudly state in the Switch labeling that it's for Nintendo Switch. Why is there a difference here? Why is there no consistency? Either Crypt of the Necrodancer also needs to say for Nintendo Switch, or Monopoly doesn't need to say it's for Nintendo Switch. Which one is it? Alright, I'm tired. I need a break. Do you mind if I just quickly review a game for a second? Thanks. Rabisco is a game that I found a couple days ago, and truthfully, it's not very good. You play as a cloud, traversing levels to collect stars and restore the moon to former glory. But there's a problem. You move slow without running, and to run, you use stamina. And that stamina takes so long to refill. But then there's some obstacles that you have to run into, so you have to use the stamina in ways that don't speed up any other portion of the game. And in the short 20 minutes or so that I played, I had to go through blind walls, not knowing what was on the other side. I had to pick a path twice. And when I picked the wrong path, it meant certain death. This is not a fun game. I don't recommend picking it up. But the worst part of this game, I haven't even gotten to it. On the Switch menu, something is terribly wrong. Here's Rabisco Plus. Looks like a fun enough game, right? Looks like a normal game. Rabsico? What's that? There is a typo in this game's Switch labeling. How does that even happen? What went wrong here to make Rabsico come to existence? I thought the labeling was up to developers, so either they're extremely lazy or something has gone wrong here. And what confuses me the most is that on the Switch eShop page, it's spelled correctly. So is the Switch eShop page not consistent with the Switch game library labeling? How does that work? What went wrong here? And you know what's sad? I haven't even scratched the surface of these types of issues. There's like 3 other videos I could make about all of the inconsistencies I've found. Nintendo, you have a serious punctuation problem, and it's driving me crazy.